The luxury guru archetype is one of the most visible and potent examples of influencer manipulation. Figures like Tai Lopez, who became infamous for his "Here in My Garage" video, or Dan Lok, who positions himself as a high-ticket closing expert, have built empires on a very specific psychological formula. They do not just sell business advice, they sell a fantasy of power, status, and effortless wealth. Their content is a relentless barrage of authority signals: tailored suits, luxury cars, opulent homes, and private jets. This spectacle is not merely a backdrop, it is the primary marketing message. It is designed to trigger your authority bias, making you equate their visible wealth with credible expertise. The core psychological trick is simple yet profound. Their success is presented as the irrefutable proof that their advice works. This strategy deliberately targets individuals who feel powerless or financially stuck, offering them a tantalizing glimpse of a life they crave. The guru's persona is one of complete dominance and control, a stark contrast to the follower's own feelings of uncertainty. By following them, you are not just learning, you are vicariously participating in their power. They leverage the halo effect to its maximum potential. Because they are clearly successful in acquiring material possessions, followers automatically assume they are masters of business strategy, investment, and personal development, even if they have no formal qualifications. Their confidence is presented as competence, and their lifestyle is the only resume they need to offer to their eager audience. The sales pitch that follows is almost always built on a foundation of fear of missing out and manufactured exclusivity. Their courses and mentorship programs are marketed as the secret key that unlocks the door to their world, but access is positioned as scarce and highly sought after. They use phrases like, "I don't accept everyone," or "This is for serious players only," which simultaneously strokes the ego of potential buyers and creates urgency. The high price tags, often thousands of dollars, are not a deterrent. They are part of the strategy. The exorbitant cost acts as a filter, but it also reinforces the perceived value of the product, a psychological phenomenon known as price-quality heuristics. If it costs this much, it must be truly transformative. In reality, the content of these overpriced courses is often a repackaging of generic, widely available business advice, wrapped in a veneer of motivational hype. The true product is not the information itself, but the feeling of being part of an exclusive club and the temporary relief from the fear of being left behind. Followers are not buying a practical education. They are buying a lottery ticket, a sliver of hope that they too can achieve the lifestyle they see on their screens. The luxury guru's business model is not based on student success, but on the perpetual sale of a beautiful, expensive, and ultimately unattainable dream to an ever-refreshing audience of hopefuls. A far more insidious and emotionally manipulative archetype is the relatable healer. This influencer's journey begins not with displays of power, but with profound vulnerability. They build their platform by sharing deeply personal stories of struggle, trauma, heartbreak, or mental health crises. They might cry on camera, write long emotional captions about their darkest moments, and create content that makes their followers feel seen and understood in their own pain. This strategic vulnerability is incredibly effective at building deep parasocial trust. Followers feel an intense bond, believing they have found a kindred spirit who has navigated the same challenges they face. This creates a powerful sense of community and intimacy. Once this foundation of trust is solidified, a subtle but critical pivot occurs. The influencer's narrative shifts from "I am struggling with you" to "I have found the solution, and I can guide you." Having captured their audience's empathy, they rebrand themselves as a coach, a guide, or a healer. The very trauma that once made them relatable now becomes their primary credential for selling a cure. This transition is framed as an act of service, a generous effort to share the wisdom they have gained. Their personal story is no longer just a story. It has been weaponized into a marketing asset, the perfect setup for the introduction of a high-ticket product. This is where the sales funnel begins. Suddenly, the free, vulnerable content is interspersed with offers for expensive solutions. These can range from one-on-one breakthrough coaching calls for $997 to group healing programs costing thousands to spiritual retreats in exotic locations. The sales pitch is wrapped in the language of therapy and empowerment, but it is a commercial transaction at its core. It leverages the reciprocity principle masterfully. Followers who have received months of free emotional support now feel a powerful obligation to pay for the next level of healing. Refusing the offer can feel like rejecting a friend who is trying to help you. The danger of this model is its profound emotional exploitation. It targets people when they are at their most vulnerable, seeking answers for anxiety, depression, or a lack of purpose. The influencer, who often has no professional qualifications in mental health, positions themselves as the sole provider of the solution. This creates a dynamic of dependency where the follower believes their well-being is tied to purchasing the influencer's product. The entire process feels intensely personal and supportive, but it is a calculated business strategy that turns pain into profit and transforms a community built on shared struggle into a customer base for an unregulated and often unqualified guru. The fitness and wellness industry on social media is a breeding ground for a particularly damaging type of influencer, the wellness grifter. These individuals leverage the powerful combination of aesthetics and false hope to sell products and ideologies that are often ineffective and honestly, sometimes dangerous. Their primary tool is the visual language of social media. They present a constant stream of perfectly toned bodies, vibrant green juices, and impossibly clean diets. This curated image is designed to tap directly into the physical insecurities of their audience. They are not just promoting a healthy lifestyle, they are selling an idealized physical form that becomes the benchmark for their followers' self-worth. The psychological manipulation begins by establishing an aspirational gap. The influencer's seemingly perfect body and life create a sense of inadequacy in the viewer. Once this insecurity is established, the influencer introduces the solution that will bridge that gap. This is where the grift comes in. The solution is rarely sustainable, evidence-based advice like balanced nutrition and consistent exercise. Instead, it is almost always a quick-fix detox teas that promise to flush out toxins, supplements that claim to melt fat overnight, or restrictive diet plans that are unsustainable in the long term. These products are presented as the secret that allowed the influencer to achieve their physique. A key tactic in this space is the use of deceptive before and after pictures. These images are incredibly persuasive as they appear to offer visual proof of a product's efficacy. However, they are often the result of simple tricks like better lighting, flexing muscles, sucking in the stomach, and applying a tan, all taken just minutes apart. This visual lie is paired with glowing testimonials, amplifying social proof and convincing followers that the results are real and achievable. The wellness grifter combines the authority of their physique with the false promise of a shortcut, a potent combination that preys on the desire for rapid, effortless transformation and undermines genuine health-seeking behaviors. Furthermore, many of these wellness influencers operate within multi-level marketing schemes, further blurring the lines between advice and recruitment. They don't just sell you a product, they sell you the business opportunity of selling it to your own friends and family. This transforms their followers from simple customers into cogs in a larger commercial machine. They hijack your insecurities not only to push a product, but to enlist you in a system that perpetuates the cycle. Most of these influencers lack any formal certification in nutrition or medicine, yet they dispense advice with absolute authority, all while profiting from the very insecurities they help to create and sustain. Perhaps the most sophisticated and widespread form of influencer psychology is not the overt guru or the obvious grifter, but the authentic creator. This is the vlogger, the gamer, the comedian, or the lifestyle influencer whose entire brand is built on being genuine, relatable, and trustworthy. They don't sell their own high-ticket courses or push detox teas. Instead, Their method of monetization is a slow, methodical integration of brands into the fabric of their content. This approach is far more subtle and for that reason potentially more persuasive. It leverages the parasocial bond in its purest form, turning product placement into a natural extension of the creator's life. The process begins by establishing a long-term, consistent presence that feels uncommercialized. For months or even years, they provide value through entertainment, information, or a sense of community. You watch their daily vlogs, follow their gaming streams, or laugh at their comedy sketches. You come to trust their taste and their opinions because they seem organic and unforced. They are not trying to sell you anything, they're just sharing their life and passions. This long-term investment in building a relationship without an immediate ask is crucial. It builds a massive reservoir of goodwill and trust with their audience, lowering their critical defenses completely. The monetization, when it comes, feels seamless and authentic. A lifestyle vlogger who has shared her struggles with finding comfortable home decor will suddenly partner with a furniture brand, framing it as having finally found the perfect solution she wants to share. A tech reviewer who has built a reputation for honest reviews will start a video with, "This video is sponsored by," but will assure the audience that all opinions are his own. Because you have come to trust their judgment over a long period, you are more likely to believe this claim. The sponsorship does not feel like an intrusive advertisement, it feels like a natural collaboration between a creator you trust and a brand they genuinely seem to endorse. This slow burn strategy is the pinnacle of modern influence. It perfectly blurs the line between content and commerce, between personal endorsement and paid promotion. The creator's authenticity becomes the ultimate shield against skepticism. Unlike the luxury guru whose entire persona is a sales pitch, the authentic creator's persona is what makes the sales pitch invisible. You are not being sold to. You are simply being influenced by a friend whose recommendations you value. This is the hidden power of long-form, relationship-based marketing, where the most effective advertisement is the one that does not feel like an advertisement at all, making it the hardest to detect and defend against.